Hey guys, welcome to Over the Moony. My name is Katie and today I'm going to be sharing with you guys some tips about starting a YouTube channel. Now, I know I'm not necessarily the biggest YouTuber out there in the world, but I thought that right now would be a great time for those of you who were looking to start a YouTube channel to get one started, given that we're all kind of in our homes looking for things to occupy the time, and what better way to occupy your time than with a new hobby? So I'm going to be sharing with you guys some things that I have picked up over the past couple years. I have been on YouTube about, I guess, 2 years plus. So there's some things that I've picked up that have worked for me and hopefully will work for you, and just some things that I've learned along the way that I would like to share with you guys so that you can learn from my experience and do with it what you see fit. And it was a video that was requested, and like I said, I just thought that what better time than now to share some tips for starting a channel. So that's what we are going to be talking about today. If you are new here to my channel, then I would absolutely love if you would hit that subscribe button down below. We post new videos on this channel every single week, and I would love for you guys to be a part of our little corner of the internet. And if you are a returning friend, then hello to you, and I hope that this is enjoyable for you. I know that this isn't something that everyone is clamoring to see, and it's a little bit different than what I generally talk about, but hopefully it's helpful. I've had so many people, just even in the comments over the years, say that they've been looking to start a channel, they just don't know where, they don't know how, and so hopefully this will kind of get you guys on the right path. So I do have a couple categories of topics that I would like to go over with you, and then just some general random things to discuss. So let's get started. So the first thing that I think is really important when you're starting really anything is to figure out your why. Why do you want to do this? This is important when you're setting any sort of goal. If you're really looking to get started in this, I think that it's important to figure out what your why is in order to keep you motivated to continue to do it. So one thing that I think is kind of a misconception is that, once you start YouTube, that you just start to get showered with free things, and you're just constantly working with brands, and people are reaching out to you to send you things, and that is 1000% not the case at all. It takes a lot of hard work on your part to build up any sort of following and to build up any sort of reputation to an extent before you're really going to get the opportunity to work with brands. So if you think that they're going to come flocking to you, then it's not going to happen. There's definitely a preconception that people on YouTube are just getting stuff for free all the time, and that is just not the case. Like I have mentioned in many of my videos before, there are relationships that I have with brands, but like I said, they have been cultivated and they have been worked on for a long period of time. That is not necessarily a perk of having a channel. Another thing that I would say is that you really need to find a topic that you love to talk about and that you feel like you can really add something to the conversation, because pretty much at this point on YouTube has been around for such a long time that it's saturated in topics. Pretty much anything that you can think of to talk about or think of to look up, there's a video for it. There is someone who is talking about it. So find something that you are passionate about, that you really feel like you can lend something to the conversation. Even if there's people who are already talking about it, I think that it's important that I like this stuff, which A, makes it easy for me to talk about, and B, makes it seem more genuine when I am talking about it. It's not just going into something that you see as a popular thing on YouTube and you're just trying to mooch off of that popularity. I will say, when I first started YouTube, because I did actually have a channel before this one, I don't remember what it's called, and it didn't last for very long because my drive was not there. It was a makeup channel, and I think that I had started my channel right when that Ipsy bag had started, and so they were really looking to find people that were up and coming in the YouTube makeup space. And it was when like Desi Perkins and that kind of group of people got discovered, I just kind of took a step back and was like, there's nothing that I feel like I can really contribute to this conversation because I'm not nearly as talented as these ladies are. And I definitely don't have the passion for makeup that these ladies do. But then, you know, when I took a step back and was trying to reevaluate what it was that I did enjoy, I did have a blog first before I started a YouTube channel that was about both makeup stuff, beauty stuff, lifestyle stuff, and the more nerdy stuff that I am talking about now. And that's when I really developed this voice for my fandoms and really enjoying being able to talk about that with people. And so that's kind of what I clung on to, and I really started to take off with my channel. And so I feel like I have a voice here. I think that that's what you really need to find. And I will also say, for me too, one of my reasons why I started this was because I was involved in performance in some capacity for a majority of my life, and I was missing having some sort of performance, some sort of theatrical component or performance component. And I wanted to do some local community theater musicals, but unfortunately every time I felt like I found a show that I really wanted to be in, it was at a bad time throughout the year that I wasn't really able to dedicate the time that it would require for me to be in that show. So this was a great outlet for me to start this channel, and it was on my terms, on my schedule, whenever I was able to fit it in, and I got to do what I wanted to do with it, which was also a big perk. That's the why I thought was really important to talk about. We're gonna go into the how. So my advice to you would be to start with what you have. I know that depending on who you talk to, people have different opinions about whether you should go out and you should buy professional equipment right off the bat, or if you should just start with your phone, or if you should just start with whatever camera you have. And to me personally, I would say to start with what you have, just because it might turn out that this ends up being a little bit more than you thought it would be, and that maybe it's not something that you feel that you're able to continue with. So I would hate for you to go out and buy yourself all this professional equipment, buy yourself a ring light and a camera and all this stuff, only to find that this isn't something that you feel that you can continue with, or that it's not going to be as big of a part of your life as you thought it was going to be, and all of this money goes to waste. So I would say, if you have a cell phone, honestly, if you have an iPhone or whatever, like, start with that, because the cameras on those are very good, and so that should be completely sufficient for you. Once you feel committed, then you can make that financial commitment to your channel and really amp up the production quality, which is a plus every single time. The next thing that I am going to say is a pet peeve for me, and so I'm going to kind of put it on to you guys. I think that one of the biggest, most important things that you can do for your channel is to learn how to edit your videos. It's almost painful to watch unedited videos for me, and there's some people who are able to do it really, really well, that you don't feel like you're watching an unedited video, that they're able to just really like go from start to finish and have no real dead time, no real like awkward space and awkward pauses. I was watching some videos this morning and I happened upon this one channel, and it was unedited videos, and you know, you're sitting there and you're watching them cutting into boxes, opening boxes, and you're just, you know, watching all of this dead space, and the space that should be edited out, because no one wants to watch that. So I think it's so incredibly important to not only learn how to edit your videos, but also to learn how to edit yourself. It's astounding how much stuff that I will cut out of just me talking, because I think like, why is this a relevant thing for people to hear? It's not. So I cut out giant chunks of myself talking. So editing is such a critical thing. And honestly, you don't need fancy programs. I just use iMovie on my Mac. Just learn something. Learn how to edit your videos in some way, some form. It's really, I know it seems a little overwhelming and a little bit daunting, but it's really easy once you get the hang of it, and it takes time to learn it. But once you do, the professionalism of your of your videos just goes up so much more. Also, to that end, practice just talking, a one-way street kind of thing. You know, whenever I'm in the shower, I'll more often than not do like a fake video just to get myself consistently comfortable with talking this way. Sometimes it's good to, you know, if you have a topic on your minds that you want to talk about, it's good to kind of roll through that topic a little bit so that once you actually sit down in front of the camera, you kind of have a more streamlined version of that topic to talk about. I mean, this perfect case, I have been talking this one through for a long time. I think it's super helpful to practice, and it might seem silly and it might seem weird initially, but honestly, it's gonna seem weird the first time you sit down in front of your camera to do this anyway. So the more comfortable that you can be with talking in this fashion, the more professional and the more watchable your videos are going to become as well. And the last thing that I wanted to just share in like this how section is understanding the time commitment that goes into having a YouTube channel. Honestly, it's kind of up to you what the time commitment is going to be depending on how many videos a week you want to post. I would say it is a lot more than I initially thought it was going to be, for sure. If you're just starting out, start with one video a week just so that you can really see how long it's going to take you overall between the shooting and the editing. It's going to take you some time, especially if you're not familiar with editing videos quite yet. It will take you some time to get used to. Depending on what kind of video I'm shooting, it can take a lot longer than it looks like it should. My camera allows me to shoot in 20-minute spurts. So every time I hit 20 minutes, I have to start another thing. And so more often than not, I am floating into another 20 minutes. Even if the video itself that posts isn't 20 minutes, it films more than 20 minutes. And then that means you're watching your entire video through at least once when you're doing the editing process, plus creating your thumbnail, plus the upload process. So all in all, it's a big time commitment. So just understand that going into it too, is that it's not just this short, sweet, quick thing that you can do. I mean, it can be, depending on what kind of videos you're doing, but for the most part, it's pretty time consuming, and that's definitely something to take into consideration when you're starting a channel. So then the last thing that I want to talk about is really just like the YouTube space itself and a couple of do's and don'ts that I've encountered myself and would like to share with you guys. So the biggest surprise that I encountered with YouTube that I've said several times is that I just never expected to make as many friends as I have through this platform, because essentially you're sitting by yourself, or maybe with someone else if you're doing your channel with another person, but essentially you're sitting by yourself talking to a camera in a room by yourself with no one around you. And it's crazy how many people you can really become friends with and how many people you can meet, how many like-minded people you can meet, which is a really great perk if you actually put in the effort. I think it's so incredibly important to really connect with people when you have a YouTube channel, especially when you're starting a YouTube channel, because connecting with people is going to really help you grow your channel. So it can be, you know, I always feel kind of odd giving this kind of advice because I'm a Slytherin, and so I feel like it's like cunning to give this advice that you kind of want to connect with people in order to help your channel grow. However, that being said, you are going to make friends, legitimate, true blue, honest to God friends, and I have made so many more friends on this channel. I mean, honestly, I didn't think I was gonna make any friends, and so to even make one was a shock. But I've made so many friends from all over the country, all over the globe, and it's just the craziest thing. So don't go into this thinking that it's going to be this solitary thing. You really want it to be a community thing. Whether it's just talking to the people in your comments, which you should be, or talking to other YouTubers, you want to go out and find other people. You want to go out and find people who are like-minded. Comment on their videos. Make a genuine connection with people. Because I know for me, you know, if I'm commenting back and forth with people in the comments on my videos, and you know, one of them that I've been talking to for a little bit in my comments is like, oh, hey, by the way, I started up a channel. I'd love if you would go and check it out. I am so much more likely to go and check out that channel of that person who I've been talking back and forth to for a good while than the random person who has never once commented on my channel to say, oh, hey, by the way, I have this channel, you should go and check it out. I generally don't because I feel like people will come, and that's the wrong way to do it, is to just use other people's videos to promote your own videos. Make genuine connections with people. I cannot stress that enough. Whether it's through other people's videos or whether it's through Facebook groups, whether it's through Instagram groups, whether it's through whatever. Making a genuine connection with people is going to benefit you so much more in the long run than just thinking that you can just go and drop links to your videos into people's comments and that's going to be how you're going to grow your channel. I will also say it's very different. I do this on my Bibbidi Bobbidi boxes unboxings as well as my Wizards of Vault unboxings, that if I say, you know, please leave a link to your videos in my comments so that I can go watch them, that's completely different. If people are asking specifically to have links in the comments, by all means, have at it. You 100% should take advantage of that. But just out of the blue, just say, I started this channel here, complete stranger, go and check it out. Do not do that. It just looks so tacky. I will also say collaborating with people is a wonderful thing. So to those people that you do make genuine connections with, reach out to them and collaborate with them and have fun with them. However, I will say, as in my don't column, I have gotten requests for collaborations from people who have, you know, sent me emails or included me in group chats saying, I would love to do a collaboration with you, when I've never spoken to this person before or had any sort of interaction to my knowledge with them, or at least a continuous interaction with them. While it's a bold move, I think it is one that can kind of put people off from you because it makes it seem like you're just reaching out to literally anybody looking to do a collaboration instead of trying to find those people that you already have a connection with to do a collaboration, which makes more sense. You should be reaching out to people who you have a relationship with so that it seems genuine, because if you're doing a collaboration with a complete stranger, it's not going to be genuine. Also in that same vein, and this is going to be probably my last point that I have to offer to you guys, I don't know about other communities, but I know within the Disney community, it is very rampant to do these gigantic box exchanges, box swaps, whatever you want to call them. I love a box swap. I think it is super, super fun to put stuff together for people that you know and people that are your friends and do a swap. I cannot stand the big, giant box swaps that bring together people that don't know each other, and you're essentially, you know, you're given a budget. You don't know if the person that you're giving to or the person that got you is going to be putting in the same amount of money. If this person just wants to stick to the budget or this person is going over the budget. I just think that box swaps are best to be kept to a small group of people. Yes, they're great for views because you're getting people that will find one person's and then they want to go see what this person got for this person and this, you know, so on and so forth. I just think that it comes across a lot more genuine, and that is really my key here, is being genuine. It comes across more genuine when it's with a small group of people who all know each other personally. Again, this is all my advice from my own experience, so take it as you will. I think it's better to just do things with your people. Do things with the people that you know and that you like, and you know, maybe your view count won't be as high as if you're participating in a 2 or 3 person box swap than you are with a 12 or 15 person box swap, but it's going to be more personal and it's going to mean a lot more to you, and that's going to come through more on the other end for the viewer. So off of my soapbox about the box swaps, and that is off of my soapbox about all of YouTube and all of the tips that I have for you guys for today. So I hope that that was helpful, and I hope that it didn't come across as too preachy. I'm a casual observer of life. I am very much more a person who's gonna sit back and watch things than actually partake in things. That's just always how I've been. And so I see things that I just don't think work. And maybe they do for certain people, I don't know. But for me, I can sniff out when people just aren't being genuine. And I think for a channel, it's so incredibly important to be a genuine person and to be just kind of a heightened version of yourself instead of being a completely different person than who you are. So I think that that's about the sum of my advice and my tips for you guys. If you do end up starting a channel, I'm super excited for you. It really is a great journey. It's a lot of work. Totally a lot of work, but it is so much fun and it's very rewarding, and I hope that you guys do start one if you haven't already. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that it helped and I hope that you enjoyed. If you did enjoy this, then give it a big thumbs up and leave a comment down below and let me know if starting a YouTube channel is ever something that's crossed your mind, or if it's something that you think that you're gonna give a try. I'd love to know, and that is everything. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys.